fellow achievers. Now, reinvention is a big word that we like to throw all over the place. But then again, it's a simple thing. It's the everyday things that we desire. Are you trying to switch careers? Are you trying to go for higher education? Are you trying to earn more money? Are you desiring that you could start a family and do certain things? Or do you just want to take your game to the next level? Today, I'll talk about reinvention and the 3 simple steps that demystify the big name reinvention is. For me, the journey was very interesting because at one point I sat down and I knew with the money I'm earning now, I would not be able to pay for my children's school fees. That was a scary thought. To know that in the future, I might end up being unable to cater for my children. And I'm not talking about an extravagant life here. I'm just talking about the basics. If my son tells me I want a toy and a toy costs 500, will I have to really think through about buying a toy worth 500? For me, I didn't want to have to go through those motions of, can I afford this? Can I buy this? And again, it's not about extravagance. It's just about giving my children just the basic, a toy, a bicycle, simple things. For me, that was a really scary thought. At that point, I knew I needed to move from where I was and play my game at a higher level. That's what I'm talking about, reinvention. And there is a process to go into that. So how was I going to move from a glorified hawker, going from office to office, floor to floor, selling a portrait, to being the person who is going to be called to come and speak in front of people and someone that you would also listen to and get value from that? So there's a process that goes into that, and it's 3 simple steps. Again, I said forget about reinvention. It's a big word. 3 simple steps. Now, let me talk about number 1 briefly. Identify that tool. When you stand in the mirror, what do you see? That's a tool that you see. Now, being able to reinvent yourself requires that you must identify this guy I see or this girl I see in the mirror. Who are they? What tool are they? Because the tool that you are meets a need in your environment. Think about your table. You have a knife, you have a fork, you have a glass, you have a plate, you have a spoon. All those are tools. There's something they do on the table. They are all there. You need them. And when you don't have a knife, you're almost stranded. You are a tool, and there are people who are stranded when they don't have you around them. The tool that you are is a solution that you provide. It's the value you bring in your environment, in your circles, and that is where you need to begin to look. What tool am I is the first question. The second question is sharpening that tool. Now I know that I'm a knife. And as a knife, I need to have my sharp edges so that anybody who gets me and they want to cut something, they don't have to struggle. They're like, wow, we need this. Let's call so and so. I need a photographer. I think about you. I need this. Those solutions that come quickly to our mind when I think I need something, I know who I'm going to get. That person is a tool, and they are sharp at what they do. That makes me think of them. Think about, there are many knives in your drawer when you pull out like this. And normally you don't go for the blunt one. You go for the sharp one, because this will do what I want in a short time. If you can become a tool that is sharp, people will look for you. That is towards reinventing yourself and playing your game at a higher level. Sharpen that tool. What tool are you? Sharpen that tool. The last part of it is the most important, because again, when you know what tool you are and you've sharpened that tool, if you're not able to position that tool in the marketplace so that then you can earn money and be paid for what it is that you do, it's going to be a tricky thing, because then reinvention will almost be stuck, hanging, like you can't move on from here. So the third and most important step is to position yourself in the market. And there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot about personal branding. There's a lot about communication. There's a lot about understanding what it is that you bring into the market. Who are you intended to serve? Who are your clients? Who is your target market? Who will pay you for what you want? Because instantly, if you're trying to sell something worth 1 million shillings, then you're not targeting everyone. There's a specific group of people that you're targeting. If you want to sell something for 10 shillings, you also have your target market. So do not go into overthinking this. It's a very simple thing. We do it in everything we do. We make decisions based on these 3 things: positioning ourselves, sharpening who we are, and identifying which tool we are. And in the next episodes, we'll have some time to just break apart reinvention. Like I say, forget about the big word. Think about the process. Who am I? Can I sharpen that? How can I position that? That is reinvention. Wow, thank you for taking the time to listen to today's video on reinvention. Now, my next video is going to unpack step number 1, identifying which tool you are. We're going to have an amazing time. Now, you don't want to miss that content. Please be sure to subscribe and get all this information. And again, if you want to ask questions and reach out to me, my social media profiles are right here and my email as well. Get through to me. Let's talk and let's expand this conversation. Now, we're excited that we're also doing this on the business front. Many organizations that I go into and I train on leadership and communication speak on these same topics as well and expand them as far as reinventing for business is concerned. So what are you looking for in your organization? Is there a need that you identify, that you see we could come alongside you and help you reinvent? You know where to find us. Thank you. My name is Kamoye Benjamin, helping you and other leaders reinvent themselves intentionally. Thank you.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.